Hi everyone, welcome to my first video session on basics of the MATLAB. So actually I think you have heard about the software MATLAB. So it is a computational software which will be used for calculations purpose and do so many applications, and it will be used for designing the projects, so everything. So when you are seeing nowadays in most of the industrial areas or industrial companies or anything, the MATLAB is frequently used to design something or to analyze the systems. So mostly, so even more, the MATLAB can be useful for as a calculator also. So before seeing the going for examples how to do or how to analyze the applications in the MATLAB, so first we will go for the introduction of the MATLAB. So in this session I am going to teach you, or I am going to discuss about the basics, what are the things present in the MATLAB software and what we can do, and how we are going to design the applications. Everything we are going to discuss about the MATLAB. So first we will go for the MATLAB. So you can open the MATLAB by clicking on the MATLAB icon on the desktop. So after clicking the icon you will be open a main window. So this is the main window for the MATLAB. So what you call this MATLAB is called as the matrix laboratory. So it is called as a matrix laboratory. So why we are calling it as a matrix laboratory is nothing but, so when you are taking any application oriented problem, so every application will be designed on the basis of some certain parameters. That means every application or every system will need more than one or two inputs. So if you want to deal more than one or two inputs parameters, you will be calling it as like vectors. So that means each input value is divided into two quantities or four quantities, so like that. So every quantity will be represented as a matrix form, represented in matrix form. So to solve any applications like that, so we need a matrix form. So that's why the MATLAB is fully designed, so in the form of solving, analyzing the matrix, multiple matrix applications or something like that. So this mostly we'll call it as a matrix laboratory. And in this matrix laboratory, MATLAB is divided into two concepts. In the MATLAB we have two concepts are there. So one is the MATLAB programming, and another one is the Simulink. So the matrix or MATLAB was divided into two types of programmings. That is, one is the MATLAB programming and another one is the Simulink. So in this MATLAB programming we will do the programming, we will write the commands and we will execute and we will see what are the outputs are there, and we will analyze the systems by using commands, writing the commands and all. So it's like same as like C, C++, Java, whatever it may be. It's like a one programming language. So we can write any type of programs on any application and we can analyze it by using the MATLAB programming. And when you are moving to the Simulink, so it is the another approach of analyzing the applications. So Simulink is here. In this Simulink you are going to design the systems by using different types of blocks. That means a inbuilt blocks are there, so you have a different types of toolboxes are there. So from those toolboxes you can drag any of the systems, any of the inbuilt functions, and you can place it and you can connect and you can see what are the outputs you are getting. So it's like a graphical representation of the programming. So we have two types like MATLAB programming and Simulink. So just now we will see after clicking on the icon on the desktop of the MATLAB, the window has been opened. So this is the main MATLAB window. You'll see this is the main MATLAB window. So in this main MATLAB window you have a different options are there as file, edit, debug, parallel, desktop, window, help. So we have a different tabs are there, and we have a icons are there, different icons are there. So like for opening the new scripts, opening a file, or cut, copy, paste, undo. And we have a Simulink icon is there, guide, profiler. So everything will be visible on the main window, available on the main window. And the main window is divided into sub windows. So one of the main sub window is the command window. So we'll call it as the command window. This is a command window. So in this command window we are going to type any type of commands, whatever you may be, whatever you want. So you can use this command window as a program editor. So let's say suppose a program editor, so you want to type any command or something else, you can type it. And this MATLAB can be used also as a calculator also. So here you can type any commands. Let's say suppose I want to add two numbers. So for adding the two numbers you want two variables. So I am taking a is equal to 2. So this a is nothing but a variable. So a is a variable and 2 is the constant which is going to store in a variable name called as a. So in the either if you talk about the C programming or any other types of programming also, if you want to use any values or something, so you have to store it in a variables, or you have to define the variables first. So like that. So I am writing a is equal to 2, and after writing this one, and if I press enter, so it will show you what is the value stored in the variable name a. So a is equal to 2, it was already showing you here. And when you see to the right side of the command window, there is a window called as workspace. So in this workspace, the value 2 is stored. It will show you what are the different variables we have used in the program, and what are the values present in the variables, and what is the minimum value of that array, or what is the maximum value of that array. So that means already I have discussed, I have told you that the MATLAB is only deals with the array of elements. So every element, whatever the value you are giving, either it is a single value or it is a double value, so it will mention you as a group of characters. That means the minimum value is 2 as well as the maximum value is also 2. So like this. So it will give you a detailed explanation of the variable and the values present in the variable names. So if you double click a variable here, so it will show you a different table. So separate table regarding what are the different values present in that variable and where it was stored. That means see the rows and columns it will be showing. So only one value I have given, so it was showing only one column and one row. So like this. So whatever the commands you are whatever the variables you are defining in the command window, all the variables and all the values will be shown in the workspace. So workspace is the window which will show you different variables and what different values which you are going to use in the program. And coming to the down of the workspace, there is another window called as command history. So in this command history, whatever the commands you are going to type in the command window, all the commands will be shown in the command history. That means whatever the commands you have previously typed in the command window, so those commands will be shown here. So if for suppose if I want the previous command, I no need to type the same command there, just double click this one, so I will get directly the command here. So if I double click this one, so just see the command will come repeatedly every time. So whenever you want, it will come. And if you whatever the commands, you can type it here, or otherwise you can go for getting the commands from this window. So if you click FX, so you will be getting whatever the required commands you want. You can search, you can browse, and you can get whatever the command you need, right? And another variable I am creating b is equal to 3. So again another variable came, so b equal to 3. So another variable it was created and it was kept the value as 3. Now I am going to add a plus b and press enter. So it will show you the answer completely. It was showing the answer as 5, and the variable name it was showing as ans. So ans is an inbuilt variable which will be used for displaying the answers. So if you are see how here I am not creating any variable to store my answer. So the MATLAB is on its own, it was creating a variable name answer. So if for suppose if I want to store my answer in some other variable, I will just give some other variable as c is equal to a plus b, and if I press enter, now see it was showing c is equal to 5, and in the workspace itself it will show you the c is equal to 5 like that. So that means whenever whatever the steps you are giving and whatever the variables you are defining in the command window, everything will be stored and everything will be seen in the workspace, and whatever the steps you are entering in the command window will become in the command history. So for suppose if I want to clear all these commands, so I simply give clc, so that means a clear command window. So clc, so it will give completely, but whatever the variables I have used previously here on the command window will not be erased, so it will be stored in the memory itself. So for suppose if I want the same value like this a, I will just simply type a and press enter, I will directly get the value. So the CLC will not clear the variables and constants which was stored previously in the MATLAB, but it will clear the commands in the command window. But if you want to clear all the variables and all the values, you can simply give clear command, and if you press enter, then you see all the values and variables which was stored previously in the workspace is cleared completely. And if you want to clear the command window, again you can give clc. So these are the main things which are present in the main window. So command window used to type the commands, and the workspace used to store the values and define the variables, and the command history is used to store all the commands which you are typing previously in the MATLAB. And when you see the left hand side, there is a current folder or something else, so you can browse any files or you can get it any files from the any location. And you have a start button here in on the MATLAB window, and from the start button also you can browse different types of tools and everything completely. And so it's one way of typing the program is you can type the programs on the command window, or otherwise simply say one or two steps you can type on the command window. For suppose if my program consisting of 100 steps, or if my program consisting of more than 100 steps, so then I can't type the commands here, because I can't go to the previous step and I can't change. So every time I have to write the steps every time. So for suppose say for example a is equal to 2 I have given, but actually the variable a I don't want to store the value 2, so I want to store 3. So I can't go previously, I can't change the step here. So again I have to type the step a is equal to 4, again I have to type the step and again I have to execute it, then only the variable can be changed. So every time, for suppose I have typed under steps, I can't go previous step and I can't change simply. So for this purpose, what we can do is, there is a provision called, we have a separate editor in the MATLAB. So that separate editor we can open it from the file and new and script, this one, or otherwise, so there is a separate icon is there for the new script, so you can simply click on that one. So it will open a new window, that is a new script, this one, there is a new script. So in this new script you can directly type all the program steps. So a is equal to 2, b is equal to 3, and c is equal to a plus b. So like this. So it is only like it will useful to you as an like an editor. So and after typing it you can just go and save the file. So save and save as whatever it may be, you can save the file first, and afterwards you can go for this. So for suppose or otherwise you can directly go for the debug and save file and run. So it will ask you to save the file. So I want to save the file, and after saving the file it will run. So whatever the file running, so it will show you the answer. It will show you the answer on the main command window. So whatever the files you are running on the MATLAB, it will show you on the main window. So the results will be shown on the main window. And first of all, see here, so each and every step whatever I typing, so it was showing everything. A is equal to 2, b is equal to 3, c is equal to 5, everything it was showing. So first suppose I want only the answers, I don't want what is A, what is present in A and what is present in B. I don't want those things. I want only the answers. So for that thing I will use the semicolon. So semicolon will be used to terminate the step. So if it is, that means the MATLAB will know that the step is terminated and no need to display the answer. So that is the meaning of that semicolon. So semicolon can be useful for terminating the steps and no need to display the answers. Now see, if I execute this thing, so if I execute this thing, so I will get only c is equal to 5. So I will not get again a is equal to 2, b is equal to 3 or something else. Okay, so if I put again for the answer itself semicolon, and if I go and run, so now see, nothing will be displayed because the semicolon will stops the MATLAB to display anything whatever you are given in the commands. And we have another option is there for the comments, because some persons, so we know MATLAB and we do everything in the MATLAB, but if you give the programs to any other common person and he don't know what is the MATLAB is and he wants to grasp the steps, so simply there is a thing called as comments. So comments you can add it in the MATLAB also. So the comments will not affect your commands. That means the if and only if the comment will be started with the percentage. So if you start a comment with the percentage, so let's say, so for example, so I am doing an addition, so I will write it as an addition, so it will be followed by the percentage, so percentage symbol. So if it is followed by a percentage symbol and you can write it as an addition, so it will be looks like this. So there is no effect of this addition on the program, but it will show you as a comment like this program is written for the addition, and for every step also you can write the comments. So by using the percentage symbol you can write the comments. So this is a variable, this is a variable A. So like this you can write whatever you want, you require, you can write what's the step is doing here, and so everyone can understand what's this program has been written. So comments, you can write the comments also like this. So every program can be written in the editor of the MATLAB, so that will be useful for debugging, and if you want to change the steps afterwards, if the program is not running, so we can easily debug the program. So it will be good for us to write the program completely in the editor, better to write compared to write in the command window. So these are the some basic basics when you are going to the MATLAB programming, because all these things comes into the MATLAB programming. So when we so I will in the next sessions I will explain you how to do the program and I will give you some examples how to do the programming, and I will show you how to do the program and all, and what are the commands we can use. And we have so many numerous commands are there, so we can't remember these many commands. So what we will do is, we have another better option is there in the MATLAB, that is the help option. So we can we can type directly help, and we can press enter. So it will show you completely all the help options. That means what are the different commands, numerous commands we are going to use it in the MATLAB. What are the things we have used in the MATLAB, everything will be there. So in general they will show you, it will show you all these commands. For suppose I need only a particular type of commands, then I have to type help and command. You have to type the command, so that is better. Or otherwise we can go directly to the help, and they have given the demos also, and product help. So if you go for the product help, so you will be having numerous types of things are there. So these help options is useful for learning on their own. So you can learn on your own, so no need to go for any training classes for the MATLAB or anything. You just go through the help options. So everything is given clearly, what are the things present in the MATLAB, and what are the things, how we can give the commands, what are the things, how we can design the systems. Everything was given in the commands in the help. CLC. So this is regarding about the MATLAB programming, basic MATLAB programming. So let's move on to the Simulink. Let's see here, there is a option called as Simulink is there. So if you click on this button Simulink, so it will be a library browser will be open. That's we will call it as a Simulink library browser. So like this it will be open, Simulink library browser. So in this browser you can do anything, you can get any components or everything, what are the inputs or output blocks or input blocks, so or the system blocks, whatever it may be. And the Simulink can be useful for numerous projects, to do numerous projects are there. So the sim power systems, control systems, neural networks, and embedded systems, communication systems, whatever it may be. So the MATLAB is an all-time software. We can use it for mostly for every course. So when you see in the Simulink, first you have a when you see there is a different types of blocks are there, commonly used blocks, continuous blocks, discontinuous blocks, discrete logic and bit operations. So signal routings, sources, what are the different types of sources are there. Okay, sinks are nothing but to see the outputs and the Simulink. So different types of things are there in the Simulink. So you can do it whatever you like. So all the block diagrams will be drawn by using the new model techniques. This one is a new model. So when you click on this new model, it will open you an editor to design the block diagrams. So in this one you can design any block diagrams, so as you like, what are depending upon our applications. So you can design, or we can design the equations, mathematical equations in terms of block diagrams. So I will tell you in the later sessions, I will tell you how to draw the block diagrams and all. So actually mostly I will try to deal related to the control systems. So because mostly the control systems we can use it, or otherwise power systems, whatever it may be. So mostly I will deal with the control systems and power electronics. So I will explain you how to draw all these block diagrams and all, and this is only just an basic introductory session for the MATLAB. So keep watching on the videos. Thank you.